Every screen in your house is actively trading your child's future focus for corporate revenue. You buy tablets for education, but you unknowingly install extraction devices in their learning spaces. This is not a parenting failure. It is a systematic design flaw in your home. The modern home economy relies on attention. Your time, their time, all of it monetized. When a child loses focus, they are not just distracted, they are being harvested. Notice the friction. Homework takes 3 hours instead of 1. Meltdowns happen during transitions. The default state becomes overstimulation. You think they lack discipline. The reality is their environment is hostile to deep thought. Let us examine the standard tech setup. The frictionless access, the infinite scrolling interfaces, notifications breaking the cognitive loop, bright screens suppressing melatonin. It is an architecture designed for dependency, not autonomy. You are managing the fallout. The emotional labor of regulating their attention falls on you. This invisible labor drains your own capacity. It steals the energy you need for your own systems. The cost is not just their grades. It is your economic independence. We must shift the perception. Technology in the home is not a right. It is a tool, and tools require boundaries, physical and temporal constraints. Have you noticed how your child's mood shifts after prolonged screen time? Share your experience. The solution is not a digital detox. It is structural reform. We call this the Cognitive Containment Protocol, a proprietary approach to isolating productive tech from consumptive tech. It begins with physical separation. The environment dictates the behavior. Devices used for learning must live in designated zones, never in bedrooms. Entertainment screens require friction to access. They should not be portable. The Cognitive Containment Protocol removes the decision fatigue from both of you. Notice this pattern. When friction increases, mindless consumption decreases. It is a fundamental law of behavior. You must become the architect of this friction. Consider the interface itself. Full-color displays trigger dopamine spikes. Switch their educational devices to grayscale mode. The visual reward drops. The device becomes a tool again. Boring, utilitarian, effective. We must address the myth of multitasking. The setup encourages split attention. Multiple tabs open, music playing, messages appearing in the corner. This fractures their cognitive load. It trains the brain to seek constant interruption. Deep work requires singular focus, a quiet space, a single task. You must design the physical desk to reflect this priority. Remove the peripheral screens, clear the visual field. The physical posture also matters. Slumped over a tablet signals passive consumption. Sitting upright at a clean surface signals active engagement. Next is the measure of time. Digital clocks offer no spatial awareness of time passing. They just flash numbers. There is no beginning or end. You need to physicalize time. Make it a tangible object they can see shrinking. This is why integrating a mechanical visual timer is essential for the Cognitive Containment Protocol. A high-contrast analog timer changes their relationship with focus. It builds a visual boundary. You can find the exact analog visual timer we use for this system in the description. It acts as a silent enforcer. You no longer have to be the bad guy. The timer dictates the session. The system absorbs the conflict. This shifts your role from micromanager to systems operator. Your emotional bandwidth is preserved. You reclaim hours of lost energy. Energy you can redirect into your own home-based income systems. When their focus is protected, your time is liberated. It is a dual-layered economic recalibration. The traditional model tells you to buy more apps to control their apps, software solutions to software problems. It is a trap. True leverage comes from analog constraints placed on digital tools. The home must be a sanctuary for deep work, for everyone in it. Every notification that interrupts them is a micro-tax on your household's cognitive wealth. You stop paying this tax when you redesign the access points. Observe the shift. The first few days of the Cognitive Containment Protocol will produce resistance. Withdrawal from frictionless stimulation is loud. Expect the pushback. Do not negotiate with the noise. Maintain the structural boundaries. Soon, the boredom will transition into creativity. The baseline resets. They will learn to endure the quiet, to direct their own attention. This is the most valuable skill in the modern economy. Directed focus. You are not just managing screen time. You are training an economic asset. Their ability to concentrate without supervision is their future leverage. And building that ability inside your home is your silent victory. It removes the constant need for external entertainment, the costly distractions. A focused child requires less intervention, less management. This is the essence of home-based autonomy, creating self-regulating environments. The screens are indifferent to your family's goals. They just want engagement. You must enforce the goals through the physical architecture of your home. Take inventory today. Look at where the chargers are plugged in. Look at the default setting of the tablet. The location of the television. Every placement is a choice. Every choice dictates a behavior. Recalibrate the environment. Install the analog friction. Reclaim the attention that is being siphoned away. We often mistake digital fluency for cognitive development. They are not the same. Swiping a screen requires zero intellectual rigor. It is a trained reflex. Real learning creates friction in the brain. It is supposed to feel difficult. When we remove that friction with gamified apps, we weaken their endurance. The cognitive containment protocol forces them to confront the difficulty of learning. It builds the mental calluses required for complex problem solving. This translates directly to their future earning potential. The market rewards those who can focus on hard things for long periods. It penalizes those who require constant stimulation to perform basic tasks. Your home is the training ground for this reality. Every hour they spend engaged in deep, uninterrupted work compounds over time. It is an investment in their human capital, and it is a simultaneous investment in your own operational capacity. When you do not have to police their attention, your focus deepens. You can allocate that reclaimed time toward building your digital leverage. Your quiet income streams require the same deep focus you are teaching them. The system scales, the benefits multiply across the household. This is how you break the dependency loop. You stop relying on external systems to educate and entertain. You build an internal infrastructure that supports growth and autonomy. It requires upfront design, but the maintenance is minimal once established. The rules govern the behavior. The tools enforce the rules. You merely oversee the operation. This is the shift from active parenting to systemic leverage. It is the core of the soft power economy. Building wealth and capability through intelligent design inside the home. If you value building income from your time at home, comment containment, and consider subscribing to protect your most valuable system, your time. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, psychological, or financial advice.